Hi, welcome to our Homestead series. We hope this will be of enjoyment and informative. We don't know everything, we don't do everything perfect, but what we do know works for us. In these economic times, people have been talking about a back to the land movement or getting back to a more simple way of life. The transformation from the comforts of city dwelling and our modern way can be a little different going back to the homestead. I won't say complicated, but there are some things some people should know. So I hope you enjoy this series. Thank you for watching. Okay, so today for our Homestead series, we actually got asked a question about our door guard. The gasket fell off actually last year halfway through, and well, then it kind of stuck back on again, so I didn't bother with it, but it started coming off again. So make a long story short, I bought a new one. I guess the only thing you'll have to do is make sure you get the right thickness that it comes in, and it'll be more probably flat by the time you replace yours, because it's been pressed against the stove over time. So don't be afraid if it looks different. They'll be round out of the box. If you're not sure what size to get, you could either just do your best educated guess, or you could get the brand name of the stove and you could find out what it takes. I got a 1/2 inch gasket, and you just a replacement kit that you get, and with that basically it comes with a cement, like a glue, and the strip that you need, and you probably just cut it to the length that you need for it. So I'm going to clean it all up while I'm at it. I've already cleaned the ashes out, and I'm just going to pull what's left of this off. And to be honest with you, this is the first time I've ever done this in my life, so I'm not sure what to expect. I'm assuming that this will just pull out. So far so good. And then I'll give it a good cleaning there, and well, that wasn't hard, just one little spot stuck here. So I guess you just kind of scrape some of it off, no big deal. I'm not even sure really how often you have to do this. We've had this stove, this will be our 4th winter, and it just started this last winter about halfway through. I guess a lot depends on how much use you get and how hot you burn. So I'm just going to, doesn't really say much in the instructions other than just wiping it off, and then you got to put this in, and each kit might be different, so just read the instructions. This one here says to put the sealant on for about 15 minutes, wait, and then you put your new gasket in, and then you're supposed to take some newspaper. I've got some somewhere around here behind me or whatever, and you shut the door and let it sit like that, and it kind of molds it for 2 hours, and then I guess you're okay to light a fire. I'm a little bit late tonight by the time I get it lit, but I'll be ready for tomorrow anyway. So I'll and I find the best thing to clean these with, if you have a window, is just vinegar. It seems to work really well. Make sure it's not hot while you do it, just in case someone decided to try it. Might crack it, spraying it on there. Get the front of it and everything. It gets pretty dirty when you use it all the time. Some people have them for occasional use, and they keep their looks, but when you're using it all the time, every day, it builds up. Now to do the glass while I'm at it. I clean this glass about maybe once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, depending. Sometimes if a piece of firewood falls up against it, it'll get sooty on it and whatever. But I don't think it really affects your heat in any way. It just looks nicer. I don't even need to mention the channels. I don't want to get this all over the mirror. It's supposed to be all over this.
It is dripping now.
I thought it'd be more like a gel. It's more like a liquid. And you're supposed to wait about 15 minutes. Not much tackier than that. Try it again. Like I said. Well, I think it's sticking better this time. I'll let it sit longer, so. And I put more of it on, and yeah.
Good.
But my guess is that you wouldn't want to stretch it too tight, and you wouldn't want it puffing out anywhere, and you just want it even and spongy like, so that when you shut the door, that's what it acts as. It's like a seal. That's how you get your air tight. Well, it's one of the methods you get your air tight. Of course, the stove itself will be all welded and seal tight. There. Okay, so you put that in like that. We may not show that first clip. Put that in, and I would just suggest that you make it as even as possible. That's my guess anyways. And then you're supposed to just take some newspaper. The reason for that is so that it won't stick to your stove if there's any glue on it. And you're just to close it up. Make sure that it gets through the other side there. And it just presses against it tight where it should be. And then you just let that sit, and it holds it for the instructions say for 2 hours in this case with this one. So we'll just leave that, and we'll come back in a couple hours. I think it's 9 now, so we'll come back out at about 11 o'clock and see how that is. And hopefully we'll be able to start it up. Well, I won't tonight likely, but tomorrow.